My name is Jessica Martinez. I'm 31 years old, and I live in Austin, Texas. This is the story of how my husband told me I was embarrassing after I gained weight from pregnancy, refused to take me to his company holiday party, and how 6 months later I walked into that party looking so good he literally choked on his drink. Let me start at the beginning. I met Brian Mitchell when I was 24. He was 26. We met at a friend's barbecue in downtown Austin. He was tall, blonde, had that preppy southern charm, button-down shirt, khakis, bright smile. He worked in sales at a medical device company. I was a dental hygienist, working at a practice in South Austin. I wasn't model thin. I was a normal size 8, but I was fit, active. I did yoga 3 times a week, went hiking on weekends. I felt good about myself. Brian and I dated for 2 years, got married when I was 26. Small wedding at Barton Springs. Everything felt right. For the first 3 years of marriage, things were good. We both worked. We had friends. We went out. We traveled. Went to Cabo, Nashville, Colorado. We were happy. Or I thought we were. At 29, I got pregnant. We'd been trying for a year. We were thrilled. Pregnancy was hard on my body. I had terrible nausea for the first 4 months, could only keep down crackers, bread, pasta. Carbs were the only thing that didn't make me sick. Then, in the second trimester, I was hungry, constantly, ravenously hungry. I ate everything. By my 3rd trimester, I'd gained 60 pounds. My doctor said it was a lot, but not dangerous. Some women just gain more. You'll lose it after delivery. I went from 145 pounds to 205 pounds. From a size 8 to a size 16. Brian noticed. Of course he noticed. At first he was sweet about it. "Babe, you're growing our baby. You look beautiful." But as the weight kept coming, his comments changed. "Are you sure you should eat that whole bag of chips? Maybe we should take a walk instead of ordering takeout again. The doctor said you've gained a lot. Should we be worried?" I was sensitive about it. I knew I'd gained a lot. I felt huge, uncomfortable, unattractive. My face was puffy. My arms were thick. My legs rubbed together when I walked. I avoided mirrors, but I told myself, it's temporary. After I have the baby, I'll lose it. Our daughter Emma was born in March. Beautiful, healthy, perfect. 8 pounds, 4 ounces. After delivery, I weighed 195 pounds. I'd lost 10 pounds of baby, fluid, placenta, but I was still 50 pounds heavier than before pregnancy. The first few weeks, I didn't care. I was exhausted, bleeding, recovering. My body had just performed a miracle. Weight was the least of my concerns. But at my 6-week postpartum checkup, I stepped on the scale. 190 pounds. I'd only lost 5 more pounds. The doctor said, "Some women lose the weight quickly. Others take a year or more. Breastfeeding helps. Exercise when you're ready. Don't stress." But I was stressed because Brian was starting to look at me differently. One night, about 2 months postpartum, we were getting ready for bed. I caught him looking at me as I changed into my pajamas. My stomach was still soft and round, covered in stretch marks. My breasts were huge and heavy from breastfeeding. My thighs were thick. "What?" I asked defensively. "Nothing," he said quickly. "Brian, just say it." He hesitated. Then, "I'm just wondering when you're going to start working out again. I just had a baby 8 weeks ago." "I know, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but the doctor cleared you for exercise, right?" "She said I can exercise, not that I have to immediately. I'm just saying it would be good for you, for your health, and, to get back to your normal self." "My normal self?" My voice was shaking. "Brian, this is my normal self now. I grew a human. My body changed." I know, I'm sorry. forget I said anything. But I couldn't forget, because now I knew he thought I was fat. He was disgusted by my postpartum body. Over the next few months, the comments continued, subtle, passive-aggressive. Are you really eating ice cream again? Maybe we should get a gym membership. We could go together. My coworker's wife just had a baby and she's already back to her pre-pregnancy weight. That dress is a little tight, babe. Maybe wear the black one instead? Each comment was a knife. I tried to diet. I tried to work out. But I was exhausted. Emma wasn't sleeping. I was up 3 times a night nursing. During the day, I was too tired to exercise. And when I was stressed, I ate. Comfort food, chips, cookies, pizza. By September, 6 months postpartum, I was 200 pounds. I'd gained weight instead of losing it. I felt disgusting. I avoided cameras. I wore Brian's oversized hoodies to hide my body. I stopped going out with friends. I felt like a failure. And then came the holiday party. Brian's company, MedTech Solutions, had a big annual holiday party every December. Fancy venue, open bar, spouses invited. The year before, when I was pregnant, we'd gone together. I'd worn a maternity dress. People had been nice, touched my belly, asked when I was due. This year, the party was scheduled for December 10th. Mid-November, Brian mentioned it casually. The holiday party's coming up. You're probably not going to go, right? I looked up from feeding Emma. What do you mean? I just figured. You're busy with the baby, and it's kind of a hassle to get a babysitter. So I assumed you'd skip it. I was planning to go, I said. We went last year. Yeah, but last year you were pregnant. This year, he trailed off. This year what? He sighed. Jess, don't make this a big thing. It's just, you're not comfortable with your body right now. I don't want you to feel bad when you see all the other wives. They're all, in shape. It might be hard for you. My stomach dropped. You don't want me to come because I'm fat. I didn't say that. That's exactly what you said. Jess, I'm trying to protect your feelings. I know you're self-conscious about your weight. I thought you'd be relieved to not have to go. You're not protecting my feelings, Brian. You're embarrassed of me. That's not true. Yes, it is. Tears were streaming down my face now. You're ashamed to be seen with your fat wife in front of your colleagues. Admit it. Jesus, Jess, you're being dramatic. Admit it! He was quiet for a long moment. Then quietly, fine. Yes. I'm not thrilled about showing up to a professional event with you looking like this. Is that what you wanted to hear? I felt like I'd been slapped. I gave birth to your child 9 months ago, I said, my voice shaking. My body changed because I grew your daughter. I know, and I'm grateful. But it's been 9 months, Jess. At some point, you need to take responsibility and lose the weight. Get out, I whispered. What? Get out of this room. Now. He left. I sat there, holding Emma, sobbing. That night, something inside me shifted. Not sadness. Anger. Brian thought I was embarrassing? He was ashamed of me? Fine. I'd show him exactly what I was capable of. The next morning, I called my sister Rachel, who lived in Houston. Rachel, I need help, I said. What's wrong? I told her everything. The weight gain, Brian's comments, the holiday party, what he'd said. That fucking asshole, Rachel said. Jess, you need to leave him. I can't. I have a 9-month-old baby. I don't work. I have no money. Where would I go? You'd come here. To me. I'd help you. I'm not ready to leave, I said. Not yet. But I need to do something. I can't keep living like this. What do you want to do? I want to lose the weight. Not for him, for me. I want to feel good about myself again, and then, I don't know, but I need to start there. Rachel helped me find a personal trainer in Austin, her friend Marco, who specialized in postpartum fitness. I also found a nutritionist and a therapist. For the next 6 months, I worked harder than I'd ever worked in my life. I woke up at 5 a.m. before Emma and Brian were awake and worked out with Marco 3 times a week. The other days, I did YouTube workouts at home during Emma's naps. I followed the meal plan from my nutritionist. No crash diets, healthy, sustainable eating. Lots of protein, vegetables, whole grains. I stopped stress eating. The therapist helped me process my anger and shame, helped me understand that my worth wasn't determined by my weight, that Brian's cruelty was his problem, not mine. The weight came off slowly. 5 pounds the first month, 8 pounds the second month, 10 pounds the third month. By March, 1 year postpartum, I was down to 160 pounds. By May, 145 pounds. By September, 135 pounds, 10 pounds less than my pre-pregnancy weight. I didn't just lose weight. I got strong. I had muscle definition. I looked healthy, fit, confident. I also saved money. I worked part-time doing freelance dental hygiene, cleaned teeth at elderly patients' homes. I saved every dollar in a secret bank account, just in case. Brian noticed the weight loss, of course. As I got smaller, he got nicer, more affectionate, started complimenting me again. "Babe, you look amazing. I'm so proud of you. You're almost back to your old self." But it was too late. I saw him clearly now. He only loved me when I looked a certain way, when I was thin and pretty and wouldn't embarrass him. I smiled, played along, but inside, I was planning. December came again. The holiday party was scheduled for December 9th, a Friday night. Brian assumed I wouldn't go. We'd never discussed it, but he acted like it was settled. The week before the party, he mentioned casually, "The party's this Friday. You're good staying home with Emma, right?" "Actually," I said, "I'm going." He looked surprised. "Really?" "Yes, I already hired a babysitter. Rachel's coming down from Houston to watch Emma." His face fell slightly. "Oh, okay. Great. I didn't know you wanted to go." "Why wouldn't I want to go?" "I don't know. I thought you didn't like these work things." "I want to go," I said firmly. "Okay, cool. We'll go together then." But on Friday afternoon, things changed. I was getting ready, hair styled, makeup done, wearing a red dress I'd bought specifically for this night. Size 4, tight, elegant, showed off my figure. Brian came home from work early. He saw me and his eyes widened. "Wow, you look... wow." "Thank you," I said coolly. "That's a new dress?" "Yes." He looked uncomfortable. "It's pretty, but maybe a little... much? For a work event?" "What do you mean?" "It's just really attention-grabbing. You don't want people to think you're trying too hard." I stared at him. "Brian, last year you said I was too fat to go. This year I'm too dressed up? What do you want from me?" "I'm just saying." My phone buzzed. Text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hi, Jessica. This is Melissa from Brian's office. I'm sorry to do this, but I thought you should know. Brian told everyone at work that you're too sick to come to the party tonight. He asked me to go with him as his date. I think he's planning to say I'm his girlfriend. I'm sorry. I thought you deserved to know." My hands started shaking. I looked up at Brian. "Who's Melissa?" His face went pale. "What?" Melissa, from your office. Who is she? She's an assistant. Why? Is she your date tonight? What? No. Why would you? I held up my phone, showing him the text. She just told me you invited her as your date, that you told everyone I'm too sick to come. Brian's face turned red. Jessica, that's not what happened. She's misunderstanding. You told your coworkers I'm sick so you wouldn't have to bring me? No. I just said you might not feel up to it, and Melissa offered to go in case you couldn't make it. You're embarrassed of me, I screamed. Even now. Even after I lost 70 fucking pounds. You're still ashamed of me. That's not true. Get out, I said, my voice deadly calm. Go to your party. With Melissa. Have fun. Jess. Get out. He left. I stood there, shaking with rage. Emma was already with Rachel, who'd arrived an hour ago and taken her to a nearby hotel. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked incredible. The dress was perfect. My body was strong and fit. My hair, my makeup, everything. I looked better than I had in years. Brian was embarrassed of me? Fine, I'd go to that party anyway, and I'd make sure everyone saw exactly what he was trying to hide. The party was at the Fairmont Hotel in downtown Austin. Grand ballroom, 200 people, open bar, live band. I arrived at 8 p.m., an hour after it started. Walked in alone. Every head turned. I saw Brian immediately. He was standing near the bar with a young blonde woman, Melissa, presumably. His arm wasn't around her, but they were standing close, laughing. When he saw me, his face went white. I walked straight to the bar, ordered a glass of wine, and smiled at the bartender. People were staring, whispering. A woman approached me, Brian's boss's wife, Linda. I'd met her last year when I was pregnant. Jessica, she said warmly. Oh my God, you look amazing. I almost didn't recognize you. Thank you, I said, smiling. I've been working hard. I'll say, you look incredible. Brian must be so proud. I'm sure he is, I said neutrally. More people came over. Compliments, questions about Emma, comments about how great I looked. Brian stood frozen across the room, Melissa looking confused beside him. Then his boss, Tom, approached me. Jessica, great to see you. Brian mentioned you might not make it. Said you were under the weather? Oh, I'm feeling much better now, I said sweetly. Wouldn't miss it. Tom looked confused, then glanced at Brian, then back at me. Well, I'm glad you're here. You look wonderful. Come on, let me introduce you to some folks. For the next hour, I worked the room, chatted with Brian's colleagues, made small talk, smiled, laughed, was charming and gracious. And the whole time, I watched Brian squirm. He couldn't approach me, not with Melissa there. He couldn't explain. He just stood there, trapped, knowing everyone was looking at us and wondering what the hell was going on. Around 9:30, Melissa left. She looked upset. Brian tried to follow her, but she waved him off. Finally, he approached me. Jess, can we talk? Sure, I said brightly. What's up? Outside, please. We stepped onto the hotel terrace. It was cold, but I didn't care. What the hell are you doing? He hissed. I'm attending your company party. You know, the one you told everyone I was too sick to go to. I didn't say you were sick. Melissa's text says otherwise. She misunderstood. Brian, stop, I said calmly. I'm done. I'm done with your excuses. I'm done with you being ashamed of me. I'm done with this marriage. What? I want a divorce. His jaw dropped. Are you serious? Completely. I've been planning this for months. I have a lawyer. I have money saved. I have a place to go. You can't just. I can. And I am. I'll file next week. You'll get the papers at work. Jessica, you're overreacting. Last year, you told me I was too fat to go to this party, that I'd embarrass you. I worked my ass off for a year, lost 70 pounds, got in the best shape of my life, and you still didn't want me here. You invited another woman. You told people I was sick. That's not a marriage, Brian. That's humiliation. He was quiet. You only loved me when I looked a certain way, I continued. When I was your perfect accessory. But after I had your baby, when my body changed doing the hardest thing I'd ever done, you treated me like garbage. And I'm done. Jess, I'm sorry. Too late. I walked back inside, grabbed my coat, and left. Behind me, Brian stood on the terrace, alone. Epilogue. I filed for divorce in January. It was finalized by April. I got primary custody of Emma, child support, half the house equity. I used my share to rent a small apartment near my sister Rachel in Houston. I went back to work full-time as a dental hygienist. I'm dating now. Nothing serious, but it's nice to feel wanted. Emma is 3 now. She's smart, funny, beautiful. She doesn't remember when Mommy was fat or when Daddy was mean. She just knows Mommy loves her. Brian remarried last year. Not Melissa, someone else. A thin, blonde woman who works in marketing. She looks like the after version of me. I don't hate him anymore. I mostly feel nothing. But I'll never forget that moment when I walked into that party in my red dress. When every head turned. When I saw his face, shock, regret, shame. He'd wanted to hide me. Instead, I made sure everyone saw me. And I looked amazing.